only lost, of course, to Wales. Well, Australia started very well, but then Canada pulled back well into the night, pulling back from love 2 to go 3-2 up. It was down to the two captains, Cliff Thorburn and Eddie Charlton. Charlton won the first, Thorburn won the second, and so a final frame. If Thorburn won it, he not only wins the match, but wins the whole tie for Canada. If Charlton wins it, then it's into a sudden death one-frame playoff. A tense moment indeed for Canada. And as we join it, Charlton, the Australian, is leading 16-0.
Australia 16, Canada 4.
Well, Charlton's intention was to drift the cue ball behind the brown, certainly not to knock it into the pocket. And Charlton has the further penalty here of having to play from the baulk cushion. Thorburn putting him in again, as is his right after any foul stroke by his opponent. Bill Werbenack watching anxiously as his friend and captain Cliff Thorburn bears the responsibility for Canada.
1.
Canada needing to win this match to stay in the competition.
Nine. 11. 12. 17. 18. 23.
Thorburn needing to win this frame to clinch the match for Canada. Charlton needing to win it to take the match into a tiebreak. Well, that was almost a disaster. He dropped the cue and it almost toppled onto the blue.
And now a very important shot coming for Cliff. Has to go into the pack of reds to continue this break, so needs a bit of luck here.
Thirty-one. 32. 38. 39.
And in the last 20 minutes, Thorburn has grown progressively more authoritative. He won the second frame to level the match with a fine break of 67. And he's made these points in this frame in a very confident and polished fashion.
Forty-six. 47.
It's often worse for those watching than those that are actually playing.
Fifty-four. 55.
The pressure was really on for Thorburn in this match. He lost earlier today, somewhat surprisingly, to Warren King, Australia's least experienced player. But how well Thorburn is responding to the pressure now.
Sixty. 61.
And this black will leave Charlton needing a snooker. The Australian captain watching his hopes of this match drift away. And Thorburn's two teammates are looking happier now.
$74. $75. $82.
Charlton now seated in resignation, having been standing rather more hopefully earlier in the break.
$88. $90.
What a superb break this has been, and how appropriate it would be if Thorburn could finish with a century clearance.
93.
The pressure was squarely on the Canadian captain, but he levelled this match with a break of 67, and now within 2 balls of a century.
97.
That's the highest break of the tournament, beating Tony Knowles' effort of 100 in England's match against Northern Ireland. There's £555 for the highest break in this tournament, and although position has been lost on the pink, that marvellous effort of 108 is the front runner for that prize. A great win for Cliff Thorburn. He beats Eddie Charlton by 2 frames to 1 and clinches victory for Canada over Australia by 4 matches to 2.
And that meant that Canada, defending champions, the hope still alive, and that Group A in which they were playing will be settled tomorrow in the final match, Australia versus Wales. A mathematical nightmare in that one. Just to remind you of the match